In a day and age where pretty much everything is available on the internet, many people turn to the internet for medical and legal advice.
But there are some things better dealt with by professionals and in person, so we've asked one of our new eightWest partners, attorney Rob Carpenter, to come in and help us sort through some of it.
Rob Carpenter's practice specializes in family law and litigation, so let's start at the basics. When we say family law, exactly what does that encompass?
Basically, divorce, child custody, step-parent adoption, things primarily related to children. Anytime parents can't agree and someone else is going to have to resolve it, that's when the family courts get involved.
Okay. Right, exactly. Well, I know a lot has changed over the years with technology, and it's changed our whole world, but it really has changed the world of law, too. What have you seen in your experience?
Well, obviously a lot of people are availing themselves of the internet and other means because there's a free flow of information out there. I'm not one of these people who is going to say, don't do that, keep doing it the old-fashioned way, come hire an attorney. I think that people who make that mistake, they wind themselves up falling behind. Instead, what we've tried to do is we've tried to maybe split the difference between the traditional legal representation and people who maybe say to themselves, I have a simple problem here, we want to resolve it, we want to work it out, and they maybe turn to one of these what they call themselves document preparation services, places like that, where they say, bring us your legal problems, we'll do the documents, you don't need a lawyer. The problem is those companies are not accountable for what they do. They'll give you your papers, you can file them with the court, you can try to navigate through the court on your own, but in the end, if they don't do it correctly, they're really not accountable because they're not attorneys. There are no professional standards. One of the things that we've tried to do is adopt and offer what I would like to call, whether it be a divorce or a child custody situation, a collaborative service. I can't represent both parties. The legal profession doesn't allow that. But if one of the parties comes to me and I can guide them through the process of reaching an agreement, and then I can take that agreement and put it into proper legal form. And we're able to make this very affordable because we know going in how big the project is going to be. That allows me to do these on a flat fee. And people oftentimes like to know up front, what's this going to cost me?
Oh, yeah, right, for sure.
In a typical divorce or child custody situation, my answer is always, I don't know. Here's what it could cost you, here's what it'll probably cost you. But at the end of the day, it's dependent upon what the other side does.
Right. And in your approach, I mean, the way you have such a soothing manner, such a straightforward approach, does that really help you when you're talking to people who are involved in these emotional disputes? Sometimes you're talking about families that are really falling apart.
Well, I think that it's very important that we not lose sight of the fact that an attorney is not just an advocate. I mean, our title is attorney and counselor at law. And sometimes I will have people come to me. I can't even tell you how many times I've been asked this question, you know, are you tough? People often use really colorful language. Are you a pit bull? They might even lapse into things that can't be said on TV. They don't mean it in a negative way. They're actually looking for an attorney who's just going to tear the other side to shreds. And then at the end of the day, they say, well, I want joint custody. Maybe it's a custody situation. Somebody's got to point out to them, you can't tear the other side to shreds and then convince a judge that the two of you are going to work together in a joint custody situation. Sometimes they just need to sit back, reevaluate, and ask themselves, okay, maybe we can't be married, maybe we can't continue our relationship, but what attitude am I going to apply to co-parenting? And truth be told, one of the reasons people don't like attorneys is we have a vested interest in conflict. The more the parties fight, the more we go to court, the more money we make. My approach to the practice of law is I would rather have a lot of easy cases than a few tough ones.
Yeah. And so I think that there's a misconception. I think that many people don't turn to an attorney because they feel they can't afford it, when in fact that might not be the case, and your business has even grown in the last couple of years too.
Yeah, to be fair, attorneys don't usually say things like this, but I think that there's some prestige associated with being an expensive law firm. We only take the big cases. We represent, you know, the big names around our town. We're the firm they turn to. That type of attitude. You generally don't hear attorneys bragging that my law firm's really affordable. Because I think people have this, well, you get what you pay for attitude. Well, sometimes what you're paying for is a big opulent office in a really nice building downtown. We try to keep our overhead very low. We try to focus on getting the problem solved. I have young kids myself, and I want to raise them. I frankly don't want to work 100 hours a week. It's not that I'm lazy. It's just that I try to be very efficient and get the job done for the people, and not. I want being an attorney to be what I do, not what I am. And I've tried to carry that approach over into the profession and the services that I offer, because I don't believe that a conflict in a family law situation should consume people's relationship.
Well, the best step would be to give you a call. You know, if you're watching and you feel you have an issue, and so we're going to put all of your information on our website to make it very easy for you to get in touch with Rob Carpenter. You see the information there right now. It's obviously your web address also. And so, Rob, thanks for coming in today and filling us in.
Thanks, I appreciate you.
That's right. We really appreciate having you as a new partner here on eightWest as well. I know a lot of people have questions, a lot of people going through difficult times, and you're the guy to turn to.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Are you West?